good. So we're gonna keep, this is fine. All right. So we got 4 members, 1, 2, 3, Jake, and where's Mr. Conti? He's here somewhere, right?
Yes, I am.
All right, very good. We can open the meeting. All right, I want to call the meeting to order. Okay, well, good evening, everyone, and welcome to the Wareham Zoning Board of Appeal for tonight, Wednesday, July 8, 2020. It is 6:15 p.m. I'm going to call the meeting to order. I'm going to make a roll call. Can everybody say their name?
Jacob Morrison, aye.
Semple, aye.
Christopher Conti, aye.
Okay, and Nazi Akalasi, aye. Just to remind you, gentlemen, Mr. Sample Conti, every time, because we're in Zoom, every time you gotta say yes or no, you gotta state your name for the record. All right, we have some preliminary business. The submittal Diaz plan engineer for the Wareham Marketplace. I did go look at it, Ken, and it is by the plan. I was just hoping they could put some shrubs around the electric transformer. It's not on the plan, but if you could reach out to them, maybe they could put a couple of arborvitaes or something.
I'll ask.
You know, so, but it is by the plan, so I'm okay with that. I don't know if Mr. Conti and Mr. Sample are available, aware of that plan, but I guess, I don't know if they're aware of it or if they had the chance to look at it.
No, the projects are all on the town website under zoning
Yeah.
board projects.
All right, just the 2 of us is enough, that simple majority. Me and Jake could vote on it because they're not familiar with that. Because they weren't here, so apparently they're not familiar with it. So what do you want to do, Jake?
Accept the as-built.
Just make a motion to accept the as-built.
Okay, I make a motion to accept.
Okay, I guess I'll second. All in favor, say aye. Jake, you and me.
Aye,
Your name, please.
Jacob Morrison.
I, Nazi Al-Khalasi. Before we go any further, I don't know how much it matters online. I just want to welcome Mr. Sample and Mr. Conti to the board as associate members. And you guys had the chance to do the ethics, read the ethics folder. Did she give it to you, the clerk?
No. Yes, I did.
Yeah.
Yes,
Okay.
I also did, and I took the course online.
Okay, good. So, and you guys been watching a little bit online. You're familiar with the process, how it works somehow, right?
Yes.
All right, excellent. Request, okay, 4-18, request for approval for minor modification for special permit for Mr. Giannicola for 72 Minor Ave. I guess this one, we're gonna have to wait at least for Jim, Ken. You know what I'm saying? Don't you agree?
I think that'd be appropriate.
Yeah, at least for Jim. So at least there's 3 of us who's been on that project to make a voice. We're gonna move to the public hearing. Mr. Okay, 12-20, Mr. Kenneth DeLuz, care of GF Engineering, 104 Great Tech Road, Wareham, special permit / variance. You want to read that, Ken, for the record?
The zoning board of appeals will hold an online public hearing on July 8th, 2020 at 6 p.m. to consider petition number 1220 for a special permit and/or variance from the requirements of Article 6, Table 621, and Article 13, Section 1355 under the Wareham zoning bylaws for Kenneth DeLuz of care of GAF Engineering, Inc. of 286 Main Street, Wareham, Mass., proposing demolition and reconstruction of a single-family dwelling at 104 Great Neck Road, Wareham, Mass. Assessors Map 18, Lot 1009 and 10 and 1031 in the R60 zoning district.
All right, very well. Mr. DeLuz, you have the right to be heard with the 5 board member. We only have 4. Do you wanna Hang on, hopefully we get a fifth member, or you want to continue?
This is Mark Varner. I'm here. I'm partners with Ken DeLuz on the project.
Yeah,
And I have GAF Engineering on the phone with us as well.
okay.
So basically, I'm looking forward to moving forward with it.
Well,
Okay.
this is Brian with GAF Engineering. If Jim's just going to be a little bit late, maybe just table it and we can wait for the fifth member.
All right, let's table it. I just texted him. He said 6:30. He'll be back, hopefully 6:30. All right,
Okay.
let's table it for 10 minutes. What else? What else we have? Ken, what else we have on the agenda? Anything?
Nothing else.
Anything you want to discuss other than that?
Yeah, there was requests previously from the chair and the vice chair, the clerk, about zone change for
The
drive-through.
drive, right. I saw that letter. Now, what's the process to submit it?
The process is if the board agrees that they want to submit a request for zone change, it'll go to the planning board for a public hearing and then to town meeting for a vote.
Okay, good. Excellent, fantastic. Is Mr. Conti, Mr. Sample, Jake, are you guys aware what we're trying to do?
Yes, I am.
Yeah, what we tried to do in Wareham, for some reason, a few years ago, they stopped the drive-through, and it kind of killed a lot of businesses. Myself and Mr. Akibachi, our clerk, suggested that we bring it back, and at least in the general commercial and strip commercial, and hopefully it goes on the warrant, goes to town meeting, and the people has to vote it in. So we hope it goes through. I don't know how you guys feel about it. So
I'm not sure why they got rid of the drive-throughs.
yeah, exactly. Well, yeah, it was mixed feeling for everybody. Some people, they don't. I don't know why they get rid of it back in the day, and so they did get rid of it. Hopefully we could put it back. Myself, anyway, and Jim, I believe Jake on board too. So we'll see when Mr. Kabachi comes in, because he came up with the idea first. Maybe he complete his case.
Aren't they, they're putting a barrier down, aren't they, Route 28 there, Cranberry Highway? So it's gonna change the traffic flow from like left-hand turns and all that.
Yeah.
So maybe maybe that's originally why they got rid of the drive-throughs, I was thinking, was for traffic reasons, traffic flow reasons, but maybe the change of flow there with the putting the barriers in will also help.
Yeah, absolutely. It would help you, right, with accidents and stuff. I don't know why they get rid of it to begin with, and it's proven now with the COVID-19. Whoever had drive-through survived.
Yeah.
Doesn't have it, get killed. So I think it's essential now to have drive-through. Not to mention, we're probably the only town without drive-through. Everyone else have drive-through except Wareham. I don't know why. So let me see what Jim is.
Drive-throughs for restaurants.
Yeah, restaurants, banks, anything. Let me call Jimmy. All right, very good, thank you. All right, Jimmy's parking his truck. He'll be on and give him a few minutes. He thought it was 6:30 as usual, because usually our meetings are 6:30. Let's give him 5 minutes to park and get onto his computer. Kenny, have you heard from Walter? Is he coming on board tonight or no?
I haven't heard from him.
No. Next hearing, we're gonna be at the town hall, right?
That's what you asked for. That's what you got.
Yeah, so next hearing, everyone, it's gonna be on 22nd and we'll be at the town hall. So no more the computer thing. So we just have to sit 6 feet apart, I guess, bring your mask, all that. All right.
I got the video. I got the microphone on.
We better turn it back on because he'll be coming back. Jimmy will be on there in a minute. He'll be quick. Better put the microphone back on.
I'll see him sign in. I'll see him sign in. I thought Martha would sign in. I guess not.
So while we wait, and Mr. Conte, want to tell us a little bit about you, just to get to know you. What do you do in town?
Okay, so so I moved here. That's 7 years ago from upstate New York. I was in upstate New York for 26 years. I worked for Kodak, and now I work for CareStream. It's a medical imaging company. I support all the medical the designers and engineers. I support the CAD system and a database control. I work from home. I've been doing it for 7 years, and with this COVID thing, everybody at work now says, I don't understand how you work from home all the time. But so that's a little bit of my background. I got a mechanical background. I'm used to looking at engineering drawings, and that's about it.
You do mechanical drawings?
I used to do mechanical drawings. Now I'm more into the support and administration of it.
Yeah. What made you become, why did you want to be on the zoning board?
On the zoning board, well, I when we moved here 7 years ago, I came against the zoning board, and I for a special permit for a canvas shop. We do marine canvas, my partner and I, and we went through the board. We got a permit to put the canvas shop in place, and I thought it was a whole interesting process and stuff. And I figured I have a little bit of time on my hands now. I'd like to give back to the community and help support our town.
Where do you live? What street? Which address? Where do you live?
Cranberry Highway, over near Charge Pond Road,
Okay, good, good.
near Slice of Heaven.
All right, great. Mr. Sample, you want to tell us a little bit about yourself?
Yes, I'm a carpenter in town, my own business, and like Chris, feel it's time in my life that I can start giving back to the community in my town and get into town government. So it's a little bit about me.
Oh, good. So you watch the zoning board hearing often?
I've been to them, and then I go online and read them.
Where do you live in town?
194 Hathaway Street.
You live on Hathaway Street? Yep. I think you were on mute or something, or I did. No. Can you hear me?
Can hear you.
Ah, we can't hear him. You have the mute button, I think. You muted. Okay, how's that?
How about now?
Yeah, good, yeah. So you live on Hathaway Street? You're a
sir.
framer or a like general carpentry?
Yep, general carpentry.
Oh, good. That's good. Well, welcome for both of you. We could use the help.
Thank you.
That's good.
But
All
Jim's
right,
here.
come on, Jimmy.
I'm on.
You in?
I'm here.
Where? Oh, here you are. Okay, for the record, Mr. Jim Akabachi, our clerk, he's in, and it's 6:31 p.m. Before you came in, Jimmy, the as-built for the Wareham Marketplace, me and Jake voted for it. I went to look at the landscape, and it's the same. We have new members, as you noticed, Mr.
I've been
Sample.
watching.
Oh, good. Mr. Sample and Mr. Conte. Jim is our clerk. Okay, so we're gonna, Ken, before we go to the zoning change, you heard Ken about the drive-through? He drafted something for us. Hopefully we'll vote it in to go to planning.
I saw it. Basically, he's just adding the words that it's an allowed use with special permit from the zoning board.
Correct, right, Ken?
That's right.
All right,
Just-
And
okay.
that's a good, simple approach to it. I'd still like to go in there and strike a lot of the lousy language that's in the bylaw, but we can deal with that in a special permit meeting.
Okay. I didn't see it says zoning board special, ZBA special permit. Can you add that language, Ken?
Yes.
All right, please. All right, so, okay, before we take a vote for this, I guess Mr. Conti will be sitting for Mrs. Debonese chair and Mr. Sample will be sitting for Mr. Walter Cruz chair. So you guys will be voting tonight, taking their seats. All right, so who wants to make a motion to accept that, hopefully that new bylaw to go to fix its process to the warrant?
Are we accepting it, or are we just taking a vote to direct Ken to go ahead and present it at town meeting on our behalf?
Well, he gotta present, I think, to planning board. Planning board present at town meeting, right, Ken?
Well, planning board makes a report, but it depends on who submits it. You have to get an okay from the Board of Selectmen. So I'm thinking that I represent the Board of Appeals in the application or the Article 2 warrant.
Okay, so we go to selectmen straight. We don't have to go to planning.
I know you have to go to planning as well, too.
Okay, well, it has to take its course. So whatever that takes, we'll do. All right,
So I have a couple questions.
go ahead, Jimmy.
When's the next town meeting?
Third week in October.
And when will we know if planning and selectmen agree or disagree with this proposed change?
Probably in August or September,
So why can't we know sooner?
because the planning board has to hold a public hearing, or advertise it, and hold a public hearing, and the Board of Selectmen have to advertise the warrant.
So they need 30 days each, is that it? You need the month of August for one board and the month of September for the other?
Just about.
So if either one of them says, oh, we don't want to support this motion, that gives us about 30 seconds to run out and get 300 signatures and present it as a citizen article.
That's right.
I'd like more time to get it presented as a citizen article.
All right, how many signature we need, Ken, for citizen article?
As far as I know, it's 10.
All we
Only
need
10?
is 10 people? I'd like
Okay.
it, then
Yeah,
I'd
go
like
ahead,
it,
Jim.
I'd like it prepared in such a manner that I can go out and get 10 signatures, and if either the planning board or the selectmen decline to support our motion, I can get it in front of the town and let the town make a decision.
Well, that's a different route. That's a petition article, and that's.
Well, I'd like to get that petition article going right now. I don't want to wait till September and have to run around like a chicken with my head cut off. I don't trust some members on either board.
All right, Ken,
I don't try, I mean, what I
mean,
mean is I don't trust it to come back to us as, yeah, sure, we'll present this. I think that they're gonna wait till September, tell us, no, we don't like it, and leave us no time to be prepared. So I would like to present it. I would like to be prepared to present it as a citizen article. So I'd like to go forward with that immediately. And if the selectmen and the planning board see it the way we see it, then I'll withdraw the citizen petition.
Yeah, I agree. How can we approach that, Ken? Can we draft something?
That's exactly what you do. You get a petition article going.
Okay, all
So,
right. So Jim, you want to follow up with that petition article?
okay, if I come in and see Sonia, she can help me get started on that?
Go see the town clerk or Cassie or Sonia.
All right,
Cassie
good.
in the Board of Selectmen's office. Or
So,
All right.
so I
We'll
make a
follow with-
motion to go ahead and present it to both the planning board and the selectmen. As you've suggested, the wording you've suggested, and I'd like a, and that's it. That's my motion.
So you want to go with the citizen petition, Jim, not with the selectmen?
Well, I want to do both. I'm making a motion to let Ken go forward to see the planning board, let him go forward and see the selectmen. If I, in the meantime, if I pull a citizen's petition,
That's separate.
that's separate, the whole separate matter. So I
Okay,
want
very
Ken,
well.
I want Ken to follow the court. My motion is for Ken to go forward with the suggested proposed change to the zoning bylaw as planned through the planning board and through the selectmen.
All right. Any discussions from the members? Do you guys like to add anything?
No, I'm good.
Okay,
I'm all set.
You good? Mr. Sample, Mr. Conti, you good?
I'm good.
Temple's all set.
All right. Anyone in the audience would like to add something? I hear none. All right. Do I have a second on Jim's motion?
I'd second that.
Second by?
Jacob Morrison, aye.
Okay, all in favor, say aye and state their name.
Aye, Chris
Aye.
Conti.
Aye, Richard Semple.
Hi, Jim Akabachi.
Aye, Nazir El Khalasi. And Jake, just say aye.
Aye, Jacob Morrison.
Very well, it carries. All right, so we're gonna go back to the, what was that hearing number, Ken, if you don't mind? I don't have the agenda.
Did you want to do Minot Avenue or this hearing?
No, let's go for the public hearing.
It's 12:20.
12:20, Mr. Deleuze. Okay, who's presenting the case? Mr. Deleuze, you still there?
I'm here. It's Mark Bonner, partners with Ken Deleuze. And I
Okay,
have GAF Engineering with us.
okay, he's doing the technical assistant.
He's doing the necessary plans and applications for the permit.
All right, go ahead, Brian. Tell us what you guys doing.
Okay, it's Brian Grady with GAF Engineering. What they're proposing to do here, it's a tear down rebuild. We are before you because of the letter we've received from the building commissioner. It's an existing non-conforming lot. The house is constructed in 1760 per the assessor's records, but we have received historic approval for demolition due to the condition of the home. The home sits too close to the street line. This is in the R60 zone. The existing home is too close to the street line. It's about 30 feet off of the existing street. And the existing lot is 51,000 square feet plus or minus, so it's a little bit shy on area. So we're making this application for a special permit to tear down an existing non-conforming and reconstruct a new single-family dwelling, which will also be non-conforming. We have been to Conservation Commission. We've been through several iterations of plans with Conservation. The plan you see before you is the plan that they have approved. So there's a couple competing interests going on here. Conservation Commission wanted us to move the development footprint away from the adjacent wetland resource areas, which pushes us up towards Great Neck Road. And then obviously we have zoning setback requirements, which push us away from the road. But the plan you have before you tonight is the plan they've approved. It shows a setback off of Great Neck Road of 37.5 feet to the dwelling. Again, the existing dwelling is about 31 feet. So we're no closer to Great Neck Road than what pre-exists. We're actually a few feet back. So again, what you see before you has received conservation approval. The Historic Commission has signed off on the demolition of the building. So, due to the condition of the structure. So, it's our position that the plan you see before you is not more detrimental to the neighborhood, and it's actually an improvement on the property overall. So that's a brief summary of the project, and if I can just respond to any questions that anyone may have.
You're in the R60, right, Brian?
Correct, the R60.
All right,
So
gentlemen. Okay, gentlemen, you heard the matter. So are you guys familiar with special permit and variance, Mr. Conte and Mr. Sample?
Yes.
All right, just for the record, again, for this matter, Mr. Conte would sit for the seat, will vote for Mrs. Debonese chair, and Mr. Sample will vote for Mr. Cruz chair. All right, so that's an existing law, existing non-conforming. What the applicant wants to do, tear down the house, put a new house. If the board feel it's not detrimental, more detrimental to the neighborhood, will treat it as a special permit. If the board feel it's more detrimental, we'll treat it as a variance. So we're gonna start question one at a time. Mr. Jake, what do you have a question?
I don't have any questions. I think this is definitely going to improve the property just by looking at it. That's about it.
Okay, Mr. Sample.
I also agree. I've been by that structure, and I think that moving that and doing the work to it would definitely improve the neighborhood.
Excellent. Okay, Mr. Conte.
I also agree. I think it would improve the neighborhood. I guess the only question I have, I know that's an old house, 1760s. Is there any plans to do any salvage on the house, taking any of the architectural stuff off of it? I'm just curious.
That would be not our jurisdiction. That would be the historical. I don't know what kind of conditions they put on them. They have to deal with them. If they did, they're gonna have to comply. So
we have. This is Mark Bonner. We have done all that already. Everything's been taken out.
Okay.
Thank you.
All right, very good. Okay, Jim, your turn.
If somebody could talk me down Great Neck Road, I'm not catching on to where this, is this after you go around the sharp corner between Great Neck and Indian Neck, heading south on the left-hand side?
Correct.
Okay,
Yeah.
so this, it's an old cape that's been overgrown
Right.
on.
Correct.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm good.
Yeah, that one on the left where
Yeah, I
you're
just
going
want-
on very, very overgrown,
Yep.
dilapidated junk.
So it's 30 feet from the street now. It's going to be 37 feet. The front step is going to be 30 feet from the street. And we're
Right.
going to have a brand new house where there used to be a functionally obsolete structure.
Right.
Correct.
All right. Anyone in the audience want to speak in favor of this matter? Okay, anyone against?
It's Mr. Marvel. The sooner you tear it down, the better.
Okay.
Thank you, Mr. Marvel.
Right
Thank
across the street and it's ugly.
Okay, so you're in a butter, sir?
Yes,
All right, so you are in favor of doing that, right?
yes, I am.
Okay, Mr. Marvel, thank you. Anyone else would like to speak in favor? Okay, anyone against this project? Okay, I hear none. So let's vote. First, we're gonna vote to see if we're gonna treat it as a special permit or a variance.
I suggest that this is not more detrimental to the neighborhood and therefore it does not need it doesn't need to be a variance.
Okay, very good. So we have a motion to treat it as a special permit based on the finding is not more detrimental to the neighborhood by Mr. Akabachi. Do I have a second on that?
I'd second that.
Second by who?
Jacob Morrison, aye.
Okay, all in favor, say aye by stating their names.
Aye, Chris Conti.
Aye, Richard Semple.
Hi, Jim Akabachi.
Jake.
Jake already said aye.
Okay, aye, Nazir Al-Khalasi. Okay, it passes special permit. Now discussion.
I'd like to make a motion to close the public hearing and so we can make a motion to approve.
Okay, do I have a motion to close the public hearing? I have a second.
I'll second that. Jacob Morrison, aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Aye,
Jim
Chris
Akabachi.
Conti.
Aye, Richard Semple.
Okay, aye, Nazir Al-Khalasi. Okay, so it's closed. Now, what's the wishes?
Make a motion to approve as presented. Jim Akabachi.
And based, it's not.
Based on the fact that it's not more detrimental to the neighborhood.
And the
Standard
standard
conditions.
condition. Okay, very well. Do I have any discussion on that before somebody second?
I'll second that. Jacob Morrison, aye.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Jim Akabachi, aye.
Chris Conti, aye.
Semple, aye.
Nazir Al-Khalasi, aye. It carries. Thank you, gentlemen. All right, Ken, we go to, so it carries. Thank you, Brian. Thank you
all very
Mr.
Have a good night.
Have a good
Thank
night.
you.
Okay. Jim, before you came in, we have a minor modification for 72 Minor Ave. I didn't look at the plan, so do we have the plan in front of us, Ken? What they trying to change?
Mike, your microphone is muted, Giancola.
Oh,
Thank you.
Hey, Mike.
Hi,
What are you doing?
good. Would you like us to talk about it, or you want to put the plan up, Ken? Do you have the plan?
You can start talking about it, Mike.
Okay, so
Just state your name for the record first.
I'm Mike Giancola Properties Minot. I'm the owner of the property, and is Bob Rogers with me by any chance?
Yes, Mike. Yeah,
Okay.
Mr. Chairman. My cover letter explains exactly the 3 changes to the plan, if I may.
All right,
I don't have
think-
the benefit of the cover letter, so would you mind giving us a briefing?
Right.
You want Ken to? Is that what?
Bob,
Yeah.
if you can do
Bob,
it.
you can do it. Bob, you can
Yeah,
do
thank
it.
you, Mr. Chairman. So the building that was approved, that's the plan that you're looking at now, a finished floor elevation of 39. We simply want to raise the finished floor from 39 to 40, and that raises the surrounding pad and access. And then we have an infiltration basin that's on sheet 6, Ken, the grading and drainage. So there you go, right there. That's fine. So we're going from 39 to 40 on the finished floor of the building. And then we've moved that infiltration basin closer to the pavement. There was a drainage swale in that area. So that's the 30-inch pipe that was coming from the elementary school across the street. And so in moving the basin closer to the pavement, we eliminate that swale and we've piped the drainage between, we basically extended the pipe to the back of the property. So it's 3 things. We raise the building a foot, we move the drainage basin closer to the pavement, and we extend the 30-inch pipe to the back property line. That's it in a nutshell.
So the 30-inch, that's the Minor Ave school pipe?
And the road also.
Correct.
Okay,
And you said to the back of the property, so it's not draining to your swale, it's draining past your swale and to the environment beyond.
It's the same location that the swale would have discharged. So the swale would have sent that water to the same spot that 30-inch flared end is at the top of the plan there. I don't know if you can. So,
Okay.
Yes, correct, Ken.
where is that 30-inch pipe? I can't see it. The camera across. Come on, I'll put the.
So
that's
if
the
you
pipe.
in the lower right-hand corner of the plan, it shows the existing flared end section,
Yeah,
right? And so that was going to be a swale from there to the rear property line. So now we extend the 30-inch. We put proposed drain manhole number 5. We connect. There's an existing 12-inch that also would have discharged to the swale.
yeah.
And then we go from proposed drain manhole 5 to the flared end. I think it's about 30 feet or so from the back property line. But so that's all water that's already headed that way. And we're just piping it so that it gets beyond the basin and it serves the function of what was approved as a swale.
So how much did you move the swale? An inch, 10 feet, a mile?
No, we got rid of the swale, but we moved the drainage basin, I guess maybe call it 40 feet away from the existing, away from the building on the right and towards, that access drive and parking lot.
So you're losing some of your land on the new development, but you're improving the overall situation.
Well, we had 2 goals. We had a goal to raise the pad and the finished floor. And we wanted to create some separation from that basin to the property that's on the right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Did Charlie had a chance to look at it? Because I think he approved that. He looked at that plan before. Did he have a chance to look at it, Ken?
I don't have anything from him directly.
Okay.
So, Mr. Chairman, what we want to do is we simply want to vote tonight of the board to consider this as a minor modification, and which would just eliminate the need for a public hearing. But we did submit drainage calculations, which Mr. Rowley can review on your behalf. And, so if he needs to review anything, that's fine. We just don't want to have a new public hearing for this minor change.
Well, I'm okay with it. I mean, I'm okay with the minor modification myself. We're here from the board, but as long as the calcs come back okay with Charlie, I'm okay with that. I don't have a problem with that. So what do you think, Jim?
It looks like a minor to me. The 40 feet sounds like a lot of movement on the swale, but I get what they're doing. So, what's 40 feet amongst friends? I think he's doing a nice job. I think the foot up higher in elevation is good. It's minor. It's a minor change. I don't have a problem. Grant them a minor and let them do their development.
Okay, Mr. Conte, you see it? Do you have any intake on that? Any comment?
Nope, I agree. I think it's a minor change.
Okay, Mr. Sample? Mr. Samples?
No, I'm good with that.
Good. Okay, Jake? Good. Jake?
Yeah, it as long as Ken and everyone's okay with it, I would be okay with it. I don't see anything too crazy.
All right, so that's fine. We could make a motion to accept this as a minor modification as long as Charlie give us the go ahead, as long as Charlie reviewed the numbers and says it's fine. Are we okay with this, Mike? Mike, you good with this?
Sure.
All right.
That's fine. Yeah.
Very well. Okay, anyone in the audience want to speak for or against this project? I hear none, so let's close it.
So moved.
Do I have a second?
I'll second that. Jacob Morrison, aye.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye, Chris Conti.
Hi, Richard Semple.
Hi, Jim Akabachi.
Aye, Nazir Al-Khalasi. Okay, so it's closed and motion.
Make a motion to grant it as I'm stuttering over my own words. I got my tongue twisted, excuse me. I move to accept it as a minor modification.
Okay. All right, with the condition that town engineer come back with the numbers are acceptable.
I'm okay with that.
All right.
My motion.
All right, very well. Do I have a second on that?
Second that. Jacob Morrison.
Okay, all in favor, say aye.
Aye, Jim.
Aye, Chris Conti.
Semple.
Aye, Nazir Al-Khalasi, and apparently Jake seconded his aye, so it passes 5-0-0. Thank you very much. Anything else?
Thank you all.
Ken, thank you.
Thanks, Ken. Thanks, Mike.
Thanks, Mike. Thanks, Bob.
Thank you.
Ken,
gonna
anything
sign out.
else on the agenda?
No, nothing else.
All right. Well, anything would you guys like to discuss before we adjourn?
What's this other business endorsement of electronic signatures?
I need signatures on the, what gets filed with the Registry of Deeds.
Okay, so do we have to stop by?
Yeah, I'll need whoever is going to sign. I'm assuming chairman and clerk.
Okay,
We'll stop by this week. I'll stop by this week, see how Jim, his time works.
okay.
Okay.
So just, Sonia will have what we need. We walk in, we say, hi, Sonia, where do we sign? We sign and we leave, right?
That's right.
I can handle that.
Okay, very well. Okay, can we get a motion to adjourn?
I make a motion to adjourn.
I have a second.
Second that, Jacob Morrison.
All in favor, say aye.
Hi, Jim.
Aye. Hi, Chris Conti.
Hi, Rick Semple.
Aye, Nazir Kolasi. Okay, we adjourn. Thank you, gentlemen, and welcome to the board, and nice to meet you all.
Thank you. Next
All
time
right,
we'll see you
thanks,
in.
everyone. Thank you. We'll see you next week in person at the town hall on
Is it gonna be 6 or 6:30?
6:30 on the 22nd. We go back to normal schedule, 6:30 at the town hall on the Wednesday, the 22nd.
Sounds
Okay.
good.
Parting is
Right.
such sweet sorrow.
All right, very well.
Have a good
Good
night,
Good night,
guys.
guys.
Thank you. Have a
Yep.
good night.
Bye-bye.
Bye-bye.
Good night, everybody.